Greetings everybody out there in the watch loving world. Yeah, it's been a little bit since I did a video, and I had a person ask if I would do a state of the collection video. Now I did one earlier this year, and I'm gonna have to hold off on that video because I'm doing some realignment in my watch collection. I'm probably going to go, now see, now I have 3 Hamilton watches right now, and I think they're pretty stable. I don't see I want to get rid of any one of them. Anyway, for my wristwatch check this morning, I'm wearing my 1963 Hamilton Rodney. I love this watch, and I have to measure it. It looks like about a 32 millimeter. It looks a little bit smaller than the 34, but I love the watch. It's a Hamilton that was made in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's a 25-year commemorative watch that was given out at Inland Steel Company. You can see the little Inland Steel logo there. It's a red diamond with, it says Inland on the inside of it. But this watch was given to a Charles Lehman in 1963. And so this watch means a lot to me. Now, I worked from Inland Steel from 1976 to 1988. So I knew in 2001 would have been my 25 years had I survived. But 80% of the people that worked there when I did are not there anymore, because the steel industry just shrank across the world. But I kind of wanted to get my 25-year watch, so that's how I ended up with this little Hamilton Rodney. And that's how my watch channel is named Inland Watch Reviews, because of this Inland watch. So this is what I'm wearing today. Very accurate little watch. I don't think it's ever been serviced. I mean, how can you make a watch back in 1963? I could wind it up and wear it every day. But to me, it's a treasure. It meant something to the guy it was given to in 1963, and it means a lot to me. And so one guy wanted to buy it and use it for parts, and I said, no, that's not going to happen. So I'm wearing my little Inland watch today, my Hamilton. But I have 2 other Hamilton watches. I have the Hamilton Khaki King, and let's see if I can get this thing on there. It does not have anti-reflective coating, but neither does Tudor or Rolex, so what? And I absolutely love the fact that it has the day and the date at the top of the watch. So I know it's the 4th of September, and it's Saturday. And to me, that is a very handy tool to have on a watch. Now, I think the majority of people probably like a date on a watch. My 1963 is just a 3-hander, and that's fine. But this Hamilton Khaki King 40 millimeter, it has the day and the date at the top of the watch. And then this week, and this has the Hamilton H40 movement, which is a modified ETA. It has 80-hour power reserve. It's beating at 21,600 beats per hour. And that's the reason you have 80-hour power reserve. They stretch the power reserve by slowing down the beat of the watch. And that works for me. But I kind of realized, you know, Hamilton is an American watch brand, and they bought a factory in Switzerland. They moved to Switzerland. Eventually they got bought out by a company that turned into the Swatch Group. And that is absolutely fantastic for us who love Hamilton watches, and for Hamilton Watch. Because now they're owned by a powerhouse, and they're able to get the ETA movements, which is also owned by the Swatch Group. And so that's just a win-win to me. Anyway, the Hamilton Khaki King is 40 millimeter. And so then, this week, a couple days ago, I got the Hamilton Khaki Mechanical. This is 42 millimeters. And since I have an 8-inch wrist, this is fine with me. It also has the H40 movement. It has 80 hours of power reserve. It has the date at the 3 o'clock. Now, I actually prefer the date at the 3 o'clock window. On the Khaki King, it's at the 12 o'clock. That's fine. And on my Omega Seamaster, it's at 6 o'clock. But for me, the preferred location of the date window is at 3 o'clock. And that's just my preference. So I have the Hamilton Khaki automatic. And it has the, it's 42 millimeter. It's absolutely, I mean, I wear these Hamiltons now every day. And you can see the movement. It has a display back. So you can see the movement beating there. And the rotor. And this is absolutely a beautiful watch in my opinion. So I'm kind of realigning my watch collection. I'm actually selling off some Seiko watches that I had. And I have 2 Omegas also. I don't know if I'm going to sell one of them or not. But I don't really need to, so I probably should just hang on to it. But I want a watch collection that is practical for me, that has watches that I like, and this is definitely a watch that I like. Because this Hamilton, these khaki watches are a direct, they're field watches. So they're a direct lineage from the watches that Hamilton distributed in World War II. They distributed 1 million watches to the servicemen around the world. And this watch is a direct descendant of that. So it has a lot of meaning to me. And they're good watches. Now this has a big crown on it, but I don't care. I like it. It's an automatic watch. That's nice. If it was a hand wind, I wouldn't mind that either, but it's an automatic and there's nothing wrong with that. It just means if I wear it, it winds itself. And if I put it down, it's got an 80-hour power reserve. So I'm just trying to align myself with watches that I really love and that I'm going to wear. There's no use in having a dozen watches to me and they're sitting in a box somewhere. And so I want to get down to a number, about maybe 5 to 7 watches that I can take them out and wear them. And but these Hamiltons are getting the majority of the wrist time right now. And now I have my 2 Seikos. I have the SKX 173 and the 6309. Just got back from the service center in New Jersey. And you know, I could wear those watches. The SKX is absolutely indestructible. But these are absolutely good watches too. Now the Khaki King has 50 meters of water resistance. The Khaki Mechanical here has 100 meters of water resistance, which is 330 feet. I don't plan on swimming in it. It does not have a screw down crown. But I think if I wanted to go in a pool and everything, it'd be fine. And so these are serviceable because they're based on ETA movement. And I absolutely love them. So if you like my videos, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm just like everybody else out there. I love watches, and I'm just kind of realigning my collection to be more in line with what I'm going to wear, to what I'm going to practically use. I want a practical collection, and I don't need a $10,000 steel watch sitting at a bank vault somewhere. I'll just keep my $10,000 in the bank and let it draw interest like everybody else. But anyway, if you like the videos, hit like, hit subscribe, and remember to keep your watches all wound up.